Adolf Hitler was born on April 20, 1889, in Braunau am Inn, Austria. He was the fourth of 6 children born to Alois Hitler, a customs official, and Clara Please El. The family moved several times during his early years, settling in Linz, where he spent much of his childhood. Hitler's early life was marked by a strict upbringing. His father was authoritative and often harsh, while his mother was more nurturing, which influenced his later personality and relationships. Hitler had a troubled academic career, showing little interest in school subjects other than art. After his father's death in 1903, he dropped out of high school at 16, dreaming of becoming an artist. He applied to the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna, but was rejected twice. This failure deeply affected him, fueling feelings of inadequacy and resentment, especially towards the academic and cultural establishments he believed rejected him. During his time in Vienna 1907–1913, he became acquainted with the city's burgeoning nationalist and anti-Semitic movements. Influenced by figures like Karl Lueger, the mayor of Vienna, Hitler's worldview began to take shape, marked by intense nationalism, disdain for social democracy, and a growing anti-Jewish sentiment. In 1913, Hitler moved to Munich, Germany, where he lived as a painter. When World War broke out in 1914, he enlisted in the Bavarian Reserve Infantry Regiment. He served with distinction, earning the Iron Cross for bravery. The war profoundly affected him. He experienced the harsh realities of combat and developed a strong sense of German nationalism. After the war, Germany faced economic turmoil, political instability, and the humiliation of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, which many Germans viewed as a national disgrace. Hitler was deeply embittered by the loss and the treaty's implications, believing that Jews and Marxists had betrayed Germany. This perception fueled his radicalization and desire for revenge against those he blamed for the country's misfortunes. In 1919, Hitler joined the German Workers' Party DAP, where he quickly became a prominent figure due to his oratory skills. He helped rebrand the party as the National Socialist German Workers' Party NSDAP and adopted a swastika as its symbol. By 1921, he had assumed leadership of the party, which was gaining traction by promoting nationalist and anti-Semitic rhetoric. In November 1923, Hitler and the Nazis attempted a coup known as the Beer Hall Putsch in Munich, aiming to overthrow the Weimar Republic. The coup failed, and Hitler was arrested and sentenced to prison. During his incarceration, he wrote Mein Kampf, outlining his ideology, which combined extreme nationalism, anti-Semitism, and the concept of Lebensraum, living space for the German people. Upon his release, Hitler focused on rebuilding the Nazi Party, using propaganda, rallies, and mass mobilization. The Great Depression in 1929 drastically changed the political landscape in Germany. Economic despair led to rising support for extremist parties, including the Nazis. By promising economic recovery, national rejuvenation, and a strong leadership, Hitler capitalized on public discontent. In the early 1930s, the Nazi Party became the largest party in the Reichstag German parliament, winning 230 seats in the July 1932 elections. Despite their electoral success, Hitler was not immediately appointed chancellor. However, political maneuvering among conservative elites led President Paul von Hindenburg to appoint him chancellor on January 30, 1933. Once in power, Hitler moved quickly to consolidate his position. The Reichstag fire in February 1933 provided a pretext to suspend civil liberties and arrest political opponents. The Enabling Act passed in March 1933 allowed Hitler to enact laws without parliamentary approval, effectively establishing a legal dictatorship. Hitler's regime sought to control every aspect of German life. The Nazi Party eliminated political opposition through intimidation, violence, and propaganda. The SS Schutzstaffel and Gestapo's secret police enforced loyalty to Hitler and the party. Education, media, and culture were all subject to Nazi ideology, promoting Aryan supremacy and anti-Semitism. The regime implemented economic policies that reduced unemployment and revitalized the economy through public works programs, such as the construction of the Autobahn. However, This economic recovery came with increased militarization, as Hitler sought to expand Germany's military capabilities in violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The Nazis implemented systemic anti-Semitic policies, beginning with the Nuremberg Laws of 1935, which stripped Jews of citizenship and rights. As the regime solidified its power, these policies escalated into the Holocaust, a systematic, state-sponsored genocide that led to the murder of 6 million Jews and millions of others deemed undesirable. Hitler pursued aggressive foreign policies aimed at expanding German territory. In 1938, he annexed Austria-Anschluss and later demanded the Sudetenland from Czechoslovakia. The Munich Agreement, allowing this annexation in exchange for peace, emboldened Hitler's ambitions. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland, using blitzkrieg tactics that emphasized rapid movement and coordination between air and ground forces. This invasion prompted Britain and France to declare war on Germany, marking the beginning of World War II. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland, using blitzkrieg tactics that emphasized rapid movement and coordination between air and ground forces. This invasion prompted Britain and France to declare war on Germany, marking the beginning of World War II. In June 1941, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. Initially successful, the campaign faltered due to harsh winter conditions, logistical issues, and fierce Soviet resistance. The Battle of Stalingrad 1942-1943 marked a significant turning point, as the Soviet Union began to push back against the Germans. In June 1941, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. Initially successful, the campaign faltered due to harsh winter conditions, logistical issues, and fierce Soviet resistance. The Battle of Stalingrad 1942-1943 marked a significant turning point, as the Soviet Union began to push back against the Germans. As the Allies advanced, Hitler became increasingly isolated and erratic. His refusal to consider retreat or compromise led to catastrophic losses. The Soviet Union captured Berlin in May 1945, effectively sealing Germany's fate. As the Allies advanced, Hitler became increasingly isolated and erratic. His refusal to consider retreat or compromise led to catastrophic losses. The Soviet Union captured Berlin in May 1945, effectively sealing Germany's fate. Adolf Hitler's life is a complex tapestry of ambition, ideology, and catastrophic consequences. His rise to power exploited societal fears and economic instability, leading to one of the darkest chapters in human history. The Holocaust and the devastation of World War II serve as grim reminders of the dangers posed by totalitarianism, unchecked nationalism, and hatred. Understanding this history is crucial in ensuring such atrocities are never repeated.